Hey everyone, Kim here. Thank you so much for watching and your support and membership. I don't think this video is going to make the light of day on the channel. So if you're watching this, thank you so much for your support. I am getting ready, putting my makeup on for my January 2025 month in review. And I'm looking forward to it. I love doing this once a month. But what I want to talk to you all about is many of you found my channel, yes, through my tarot collecting journey or me working with the cards. You found me that way. But a lot of you also found me through the true crime readings I was doing. And I have taken a step back. I am not going to not do them. I'm going to do them. But the thing I'm having an issue with is burnout with them, and also not wanting to be exploitive. You're always, as a true crime reader or psychic medium or channeler, or, you know, whatever you're doing to tap into the energies, you're always going to be like on a tightrope of not wanting to be exploitive. At least that's for me. It's not always the case though, and you sometimes can take a misstep and fall into a territory of being exploitive if not careful. You know, doing multiple readings is in and of itself, you know, for a case is not problematic. It becomes problematic though when people start to get hooked to the views. Oh, I'm getting a lot of views on this, so I'm going to keep you know, plugging away. Every time a subscriber asks a question, I'm going to do a reading. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing it. And I don't want to judge people because everybody has their own process. Sometimes I'll do a full series of looking at different aspects of a case, like I did with Madeline McCann, or, you know, other cases, Samantha Murphy, because you're looking at different aspects of the case. And so it may take a few videos to encompass the full reading, right? So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about months upon months upon months, constantly reading on the same case. It's, for me, especially problematic for children. I'm hesitant to do readings on children's cases because here's the thing. Oftentimes children do not know boundaries in their physical life when they were here with us. They don't know like how to typically they don't know how to energetically put up a wall. Some of us are evolved enough, we do, but a lot of times children don't. So when I see videos saying channeling or channeled or mediumship reading for a child who is deceased or went missing, I'm praying and hoping that that person who's channeling them is being mindful of this child's boundaries and that they could be crossed. What really got me thinking about that, I'll tell you what really got me thinking about that, was the Naziah Harris case. Something turned my stomach the other day, and it made me like grateful. A, I didn't do her case. B, it made me get more clear about what I mean about exploitation. I saw a lady saying we're doing our another channeling session for Naziah Harris. Now she was a 13-year-old girl who went missing, right? And is presumed deceased. She went missing, presumed deceased, and at the hands of a monster who is an adult who has been arrested for her disappearance, and I'm assuming her death. They just don't have her body. She hasn't been found. But it sounds like where this occurred, you don't need a body to prosecute, which is good. But this reader, medium, or channeler was like explicit nature, having all these warnings about that she's going to channel this child's, you know, energy or tap into her energy, and going to start revealing a lot of what happened to her. Not even so much about where she's located. You know, if you want to go ahead and channel, maybe you could get some clues on where she's located. But to me, it's like, let that baby rest. I took issue with doing the case, and I usually do with kids that are like my children's age. Like I have a 13-year-old daughter, and my daughter is very young for her age. I sheltered her a lot. I was way less sheltered I grew up in an urban environment like Naziah, and there were piranhas everywhere. Grown-ass men trying to get at me, trying to do the most, you know? And my heart breaks for her in so many different ways, as once being young myself and having to go through, you know, men being men and gross and predatory. Thankfully, nothing happened to me, but I had a very involved parental system. Communities, teachers were very involved and protective over me, thank God. Naziah didn't have that. This man was grooming her, then abused her, impregnated her, and I guess when it was about to come out, it's presumed that he took her life. And here you are channeling and having to put up explicit warnings. To me, it's like she was exploited in her life as she lived, and now she's being exploited again by people constantly channeling about her, constantly pulling at her energy. When I do readings, especially children's readings, I try to approach it from a not channel place, but I want to tap into the energy surrounding what happened to that child. I try to have, you know how, okay, let me put it like this. You know how you have first person, second person, third person when you're writing? There's first person, there's you channeling, acting as them. There's you, second person, you having a conversation with the person of, you know, the one that we are focused on, right? The person that we're looking at. Or third person, where you're the narrator and you are able to see the vantage point of different areas surrounding the situation or the person. For me, I am not comfortable, especially for children's cases, especially when it's presumed that the child is deceased. I am not comfortable doing first person, which is channeling. I'm okay, and I get permission from said child if they're willing to give it, and my ancestral guides, if it's okay, to do second party. We're having a conversation. Third party is my preferred method for children. I hope that makes sense, that analogy. That's how I can put it best. Okay, so if you want to learn how to deliver these kind of readings in an ethical fashion, join my Poised to Lead membership. That's where people work with me either one-on-one or in small group settings. We're learning the cards. One-on-one, I also coach and mentor, and not just on cards, but if you're trying to bring about balance in your life, or you're manifesting something in your life, or you need coaching to get your spiritual business off the ground, I help with that one-on-one. And I'm planning to reopen the doors for the one-on-one tiers, but right now the group tiers are available. But if you want to learn how to ethically do these kind of readings, let me know. Hit me up. So yeah, I see it a lot with big cases that seems to grab people's attention. Summer Wells. People kept asking me, can you do the Summer Wells case? And I'm like, everything in my spirit said no, child. There was another one, Harmony Montgomery. Definitely wanted to do that case. Everything in my spirit said, don't do it, girl. So I didn't. Sebastian Rogers, that's another one. Who else? Madeline Soto. You already know with Madeline Soto what happened. Why are y'all still doing readings on her? We already know her mama was protecting the dude. She's lost in the sauce. We know that. We know that that's a part of the cycle of abuse. That there's willing enablers, there's unwilling enablers, there's all of those pieces. Yes, you may want to find out, but Madeline, little Madeline, her body has been found. We know the perp. He's awaiting trial. Sebastian Robbins. Sebastian sounds like Baskin Robbins. My apologies. He's autistic. And so, people just want to hold on to some conspiracy or some sort of a crime happen. If you have an autistic child, yes, it can be highly stressful, right? And it can push a parent to the brink. But it seemed like Sebastian was highly functional, right? But even high functioning autistic children could go away. I'm not inclined to just get on the bandwagon of doing readings just so I can blame the parents. Same with Madeline McCann. People want to argue with me down about what came up in my readings about Madeline McCann. And it's like, you don't know, just like technically I don't know. You know, we don't have concrete scientific evidence. So your answer is no better than mine and vice versa. But people want to argue and just say the parents did it. You know, the parents drugged her and did all this nonsense. I'm like, don't come at me. And so sometimes with doing these readings, what's frustrating is what comes with the territory, friends. What comes with the territory? It's so bright in here. Is having to navigate comments, people emailing you, family members and friends of the loved ones, or even neighbors contacting you, which I don't mind. I encourage. I want them to reach out. It's okay. They can reach out. If they wanted me to take a video down, I'll take it down. You know, not if it's like some kind of person who's just on their soapbox, because I really come with the intention of being super respectful, you know. But there have been 1 or 2 cases I've taken down off the channel out of respect for a friend, you know, who's like, this is too much. You know, we just want to deal with this on our own. Okay. So, but I've seen mediums, readers double down like that. The mama told me to stop talking about this and stop accusing me. I'm not going to. You are getting way too involved. Is how I feel. This is going to be very unpopular, I know. And this is why it's behind this membership. I know it's unpopular, but I'm going to keep it real because I want to continue to do these readings, but they can be emotionally, mentally, physically taxing. And if I don't take breaks, I can't show up for my clients who pay me. I am a professional reader, if y'all didn't know. I do this as my main way of earning money. People book readings with me, and I have to be available energetically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally for these clients. And if I'm zapped out and depleted from YouTube readings, that's no balance. So when you do these kind of readings, you have to be prepared to take breaks and step back. You have to check in with what are your personal ethics. There will be times you don't know until you're in the midst of doing these kind of readings. You won't know. You won't know. Till you're doing a child reading. You're like, this feels icky. It just turned my stomach the other day when I saw that. And she was like, she's channeling this child, and there's an explicit nature warning in her title of her video. Turned my stomach. I said, no way, no how. No way, no how. I'm going to be able to go down that path. And so I get requests still, people ask me, and sometimes people are like, damn, I sent that request 2 years ago. It's because my spirit guides have said, don't do that reading. Don't go there. You got to protect your energy right now. Do it later. Sometimes I'll get a sign from my spirit team to just put that one on the back burner. Come to it later. And oftentimes what ends up happening with those is that like a month later, the case will have a break or the person will be found alive. That happened with the one lady who it turned out she wasn't really missing. She just went off on her own accord. What was her name? Oh, she's from Hawaii and disappeared after arriving in California, LAX. I forgot her name. Kobayashi? I don't know. Something like that. Anyways, I got a lot of requests to do readings for her. But something in my spirit was like, I feel like she ran away. Very early into the mix. It was also like the lady who did what was her name? Carly. The one who made up almost being abducted or whatever and all of that jazz. Something in my spirit said, wait, Kim, Don't do it. So I am divinely guided and divinely protected. And that's because I set that intention every single freaking day. Every day, y'all. Every day. Before I get up, and I know I'm going to be doing readings, even if I don't do readings, I still, in my meditation practice, I ask for divine connection and divine protection. I ask for, the people who can benefit from what I have to offer to find me. And now I'm a blessing to them, and they're a blessing to me. I affirm that every single day. That doesn't take no more than, I usually meditate anywhere from 7 minutes, that's usually the shortest time, to 15 minutes. And it takes me, just to run through my daily intentions, a minute or two of those meditations each day. I do it. It's vitally important. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like I needed to come on here and share this with you all. Sometimes people be like, are you ever going to get back to doing mystery mystic readings? I had thought, because I've been on a break from them for like a couple of months now, I thought I was going to be back by January, beginning of January. I want to wrap up my Joan Benet. She's a child. Here's the thing about Joan Benet. I'm doing it in third person. I'm being very careful with that. She was very young when she lost her life, and graphically so. And there's, accusations of her being abused at some point before she died. So I'm very careful. I do want to finish that before I move on to the next cases. And I also want to explore different kinds of mysteries. And I will be collaborating with some of my Poised Elite members. They are also video content creators. We're going to be doing the great mysteries that confound us. And it's not going to just be, missing persons, or how did they die, or where are they at, and all of this. I'm really getting tired of doing missing persons, and here's why. Oftentimes, believe it or not, and I know this is hard to believe, especially being part of the true crime community, but oftentimes missing persons, either they left on their own accord, like ran away, or they took their life, or they don't want to be found, and they later are found. You know what I mean? They be just around, and I will know, like when I do a reading, I'll do a pre-reading on a missing person's case, like what's really going on? Did they accidentally fall somewhere? Did they drown? What's really going on? Is there any element of foul play with this case? Because I'm more interested in doing true crime than I am just missing persons. I know some people, they really only want to do missing persons. I thought that was what I wanted to do early on, but I feel like where my gifts and talents are, it is in the realm of true crime. When a crime has occurred, I'm not really interested in people. I want to respect people's space. I'm very respectful about that. If I can pick up that somebody ran away, I respect that. If I can pick up that somebody may have taken their life, like I have a request consistently. The lady puts in the request on every video I make. Not every video, but a lot of them. Asking me about a person who, by all accounts, has taken her life. She took her own life, but I guess there's suspicion on if that's really the case. I did a reading just to check to see if I could pick up on any mental illness or anything that could lead to taking her life, and there was evidence of that. That was enough for me to be like, I don't know about doing this reading, because I have to respect people's space, boundaries, right? And then apparently there's people who just will, what's the reading about? I'm going to do it. Oh, somebody died? I'm going to do it. That's not me. It's not me. And it ain't going to ever be me, I don't think. And does that mean I would rather have 0 views, no views, than to exploit a child again. Another thing, like with the Summer Wells case, her family though was so like, I couldn't do it, y'all. Her family had it like, it turned me off about Summer Wells, and I know it's about the child, but I couldn't ignore it. I could not ignore it. I'm messing up my makeup here. Her parents had like a Confederate flag hanging up in their trashy ass house, and I was like, I just can't. If they're not even that concerned about finding their child, what am I doing? And that's another thing. Like, I'm not saying that family members have to be all super involved for me to care about a case. That's not the case. Oh no. But for me, it was like too many obstacles from them, the people that are involved in Summer Wells' life. It's too much. It became like a horrible shit show. Not interested. So, bottom line, you want to be a true crime reader. Figure out your personal ethics and boundaries and try to stick to them, and know that sometimes they're going to have to be, adjusted. Sometimes you'll concede a little. Sometimes you'll tighten your belt. Sometimes you'll just have to say no. Sometimes you feel called and compelled to say yes, and you don't know why, and you do, and then you realize why, because you had some important information to share. Time and time again, I've received emails from family members or friends of the deceased or of a missing person that says, oh my gosh, I don't know how you knew that, but you picked up on something. You picked up on something here, and it's creepy, but I'm so appreciative. I feel heard, and thank you for raising awareness about my friend or my sister or my loved one's death. Thank you. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to exploit, but I'm here to bring awareness. I am here to bring awareness because oftentimes there's not much awareness on these cases, and at first I know for sure it's affliction of people of color that hardly ever gets any press. But it's not even just people of color. It could be older people that don't get attention. For example, like this case that I did that's really near and dear to me is the Erica Marie Wright. She lived in a city or a town next over. I worked in that town. Love that town. And her case, I think it happened in 2022. There has been not one suspect. She was violently attacked in her home by a baseball bat. To me, it denotes some element of personal stuff. So she was 41 at the time of her death. She's blonde, Caucasian. I didn't see a reading at all. So it's not just people of color, but we especially get it bad with press. And so then it was kind of sad to see that they were so enraptured by Nazia's case, Nazia Harris, this 13-year-old girl, wanting to know all the awful details of her sexual abuse with this monster. And I'm like thinking to myself, okay, it is important to know and let that air out in court. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just didn't make no sense to me, y'all, the way that case took off and the way people want to know the sordid details of her abuse. Didn't understand it. So, anywho, I think I'm done. This is as good as it's gonna get. Got my makeup on so I can look alive. And now we ready. We ready for the live stream. And I'm looking forward to it. And I thank you all so much for your support. I'm recording, Way. His husband doesn't realize that. He thinks I told him I'm going live at 2:30. Ooh, I got 6 minutes. Right on time, friends, right on time. So I have to get off of here, but I just wanted to share that with you all. I am going to be doing, I'm going to get back to, what do you call them? True Crime Mystery Mystic Mondays, and especially Maritime Mysteries. But I'm also, you're going to notice them not as frequent on my channel. I'm going to explore different other types of content to share, because it's good for the soul to kind of take a break and not always just be doing the same thing over and over, and to analyze, is this something that feels still good to do for me? I don't know yet. What is that? Oh, some kind of thing on my phone. All right, I'll catch you all in another one. This is just a little real talk. So you want to be a true crime reader, or how exploitive can we go? I'm trying to figure out what is the title for this little rant, but I'll figure it out, and y'all watch it, and I thank you. And it probably will never make it to the channel. Maybe, maybe not, but here we are. Bye, friends. Take care.